Hey guys, Buff from Bad today, bringing out a video, and today we're covering what's going to be the new map here to replace Rebirth Island at the launch of Season 4 of the Vanguard Warzone integration, which is going to be starting on June 22nd, which is going to be next Wednesday. And officially today we've got a lot of information released on Season 4. It's going to be called Mercenaries of Fortune, and like I mentioned, you see the footage in the background here. This is going to be a new map which is going to replace Rebirth Island. So Rebirth Island seems it's going to be getting the same nuke treatment that Verdansk got, and we're going to be getting this new map, which seems to be, looking at the scaling, around 1.5 times larger than Rebirth-ish. We have to really wait and see what it's going to look like size-wise when we get our hands on it. A lot of estimates going on online, but first off, I think the map itself looks pretty interesting. I think the footage you're seeing in this quick trailer, it looks appealing, but again, it really depends on how it's going to play. I like a lot of the areas that we're seeing here, especially on the overhead view. You have things like the town, as well as the keep area with the gatehouse, terraces. And then you have more open areas over behind the winery, which it looks like there's going to be some verticality to that within the vineyards. And then Smuggler's Cove, it looks like it's going to be a little bit open. And the grotto, we're going to have some underground areas there as well, as what it looks like. So right off the bat, it looks like I like the look of the map, I would say. I like the urban environments here, that being mainly the town and over by the keep, those two urban areas. Definitely there's going to be some more towers in this, which I think is completely fine. This one looks like it's more open top, so you can't really it's easier to get dropped in on, it would look like. And again, tower campers, really all you got to do is drop an airstrike on them and they're gone. They have to get out of that tower, so I don't have a big problem with that. I like the way the map looks, and like I said, I think the urban combat is something we've really been missing within Warzone lately. I really am a fan of Rebirth Island, however, I really preferred Verdansk because you had a lot of variety in that gameplay, such as you had the more open environments up in the hills, you had airport, and you had just a lot of buildings cover, especially downtown. Even though downtown had some pain with the high-rises, there was still a lot of urban areas in the smaller type of environments in those urban towns within Verdansk, which made it really fun to have firefights. So with Caldera right now, that's something that I believe is definitely missing. That's why I think the map is just so boring. It's just kind of the same thing all the time. Everything's wide open. You have the broken weapons, so you just are always getting beamed in third party. So it makes it no fun. So with Rebirth, that's really all I've been playing, and this new replacement, which is going to be replacing Rebirth Island, is looking good because we do get a lot of those urban environments. So I'm liking that, but again, it's really going to depend on how this map plays, and I think it doesn't really matter how good the map is unless they do some heavy weapon tuning and balance. And right now, the SCG-44 and the NZ-41 or whatever that other rifle is are the two main ones that I think are very overpowered assault rifles from Vanguard. They just don't have any recoil, and the damage is just insane with those. You get deleted anywhere with those two weapons specifically. There's also some other ones with the SMGs from Vanguard as well. So I think the problem with Vanguard weapons is mainly if they're doing high damage and things like that, they need to have some sort of recoil and visual recoil and flinch. Right now, those weapons, they don't have visual recoil, they don't have recoil, and they don't have any weapon flinch when they are getting shot either. So it's really couldn't be any easier to get your shots on target. There's no negatives for taking shots. There's no downside to using those weapons. So it doesn't really matter how good the map is if they don't do anything about these weapons, which is concerning to me. They're going to replace a map that right now the majority of the player base is playing. I think everyone's preferring to play Rebirth Island over Caldera because Caldera just ended up being not a good map, in my opinion. And a lot of that does have to do with the weapon balancing problems. There's definitely a lot of open areas there, but if weapons were more properly balanced, it would create a different gameplay dynamic, which right now you're just getting deleted by broken Vanguard weapons and still some really broken Cold War weapons, in my opinion, as well. So that's something I think really they need to get on top of that. It's been a long time coming for an actual good weapon balancing update. It seems like every time they do that, they end up having to do it 3 to 4 more times over the course of a few months in order to get it within a reasonable level to where it should have been to begin with. So that's something I'm a little bit concerned with. However, the good thing about this new map of Fortune's Keep is that you do have these urban environments. So hopefully you can get away with, just like in Rebirth, with using a lot of off-meta type weapons that you can in Rebirth. That's the main reason I like Rebirth, because I can get away with using unsuppressed AN-94s, unsuppressed Fin LMGs, unsuppressed Modern Warfare AK-47s, and just some really weird builds that you should be able to play with and have success with, but you can't typically in regular Warzone. So Rebirth is where I go to actually have fun and experiment and try to have an enjoyable time playing the game. Not something that happens often, unfortunately. So hopefully this map, I think it looks good. Like I said, it's all going to come down to how it plays, where the circles rotate, how they end. We're not going to really know much till we get on it and see. But the good thing that I like about this is that there is a lot of cover. So that's one of my issues with Caldera is when you need to move and you're under fire, there's no cover. So here it looks like there's a good ample amount of cover almost everywhere on the map, I would say, minus a few small spots. But again, if you're sprinting from A to B, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. I'm looking forward to this. Hopefully it doesn't bomb like Caldera did. I think this is definitely a risk, and I think Exclusive Ace made a good point in his video that he did earlier today. Go ahead and check that out as well. He made a good point regarding that. Caldera kind of was not what everyone was hoping it was, and is not performing as well as Verdansk. As much as we complained about some of the changes with Verdansk, it was still a far better map gameplay-wise than Caldera. And now, one of the issues, like I mentioned with Caldera, is there's just complete lack of balancing weapons. But it is a wide-open map with no cover, and once you start taking fire, there's literally nothing you can do besides just die. So that's where that map, I think, has a lot of issues. It's just all the same bushes, all the same trees, nothing special about it. Verdansk offered a variety of different gameplay, and that's kind of what I'm seeing here with the Fortune's Keep. But the risk with this is, right now, everyone's in love with Rebirth. It's kind of the saving grace of Warzone. And if they're replacing that with this map, Fortune's Keep, and it turns out to not be a good map gameplay-wise, I think there goes a lot of the rest of what remains of the Warzone player base until Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 comes out. So this is definitely a risk. I'm curious if it's going to pay off. I'm curious to see more of the map, because you don't see too much in the trailers itself here. The overhead only offers us so much information, so we really got to get on the map and play around with it and see how it plays in rotations with the circle, what the player count's going to be, because it does appear, like I said in the beginning of the video, around a 1.5 times larger map than Rebirth Island. So are they going to be increasing the player count here? How are they going to be doing that? Hopefully this ends up being a good map. I'm excited to jump in and see how it plays, but I think a few things need to happen is, A, the circle rotations need to be good. You can't have circles that are ending in really bad spots like you do on mainly Caldera. I don't think it's too bad on Rebirth, but the big thing for me is they really need to do something about the Vanguard weapons, because I think it's just getting to the point where it's a little bit ridiculous where you're getting beamed with these weapons that you just have no downside of you using them. And if you compare something like the STG-44 to an M13, which is probably a very low recoil weapon, the visual recoil and the recoil in general is night and day different. The STG, there's just no recoil and there's no visual recoil at all. The M13 kicks almost like a 50 caliber, fully automatic 50 cal in comparison to the Vanguard weapons right now. So that's definitely a problem that they need to iron out, especially if these weapons are getting 10 attachments so they don't have flinch. It's like I said, it's borderline ridiculous at this point. So they need to fix that for this update for Season 4. But stay tuned. Let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know what you guys think of the map. Are you excited? Do you think it's going to be a success, or is it going to bomb like Caldera did? I think right now I don't know who designed the map. I am very reserved until I get in and play it. Caldera, like I said, I really hate that map, and I don't believe Raven Software has done a good job with this game since they took over. I think it's just been kind of one wrong move after another, maybe one step forward and 3 back. So we'll have to see if this one pays off. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'll maybe be able to live stream this next week on Wednesday when it launches, assuming it does launch day 1 of the Season 4, which is going to be the 22nd, going to be Wednesday. So Season 4, Mercenaries, whatever it's called here, Mercenaries of Fortune, should be interesting, I guess. The only thing I'm looking forward to here is the map. So we'll have to see if it pays off. I think the promo art for the season itself, I'm not liking it. It is what it is, but let's just hope the map plays well and is a actual good replacement for an established map in this game. Let me know your thoughts down below. Also, social media links and everything like that are down below for Twitter, Instagram, as well as Twitch. We live stream over there once in a while, as well as here on YouTube. Also, link down below the YouTube channel of The Scope. That's where me and Crash Games FPS, I'll link his channel as well. We collaborate on a podcast over on his channel, Crash Games FPS. Every Monday we go live. So if you guys want to check that out live, go ahead and subscribe to him down below. And then those podcasts will be uploaded to The Scope. We're trying to get that channel to pick up a little bit. So we'll be posting some clips and things like that from those episodes on that channel as well. So go ahead if you're interested in anything like that. We talk about all the gaming news every week. So go ahead and check that out and let me know what you guys think of that if you're interested. Till next time, this is Buffinator Gaming, out.